Last night's announcement comes as border officials brace for a record high number of migrant crossings. Mexican officials unveiling a new task force to address the migrant surge at the U.S.-Mexico border, a move that comes after U.S. officials pressed the nation to do more to stem the crisis. Sources tell ABC News that Secretary of State Antony Blinken and DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas pushed Mexico to step up immigration enforcement within their country, help reopen key ports of entry, and encourage migrants to stay in Mexico. Mexico's foreign affairs minister heeding that request, telling reporters after the meeting that as a part of the new task force, Mexico will regularly meet with countries in Central and Latin America. The next meeting will be in January. One senior U.S. administration official telling ABC News that the U.S. is pleased with what Mexico proposed. The news coming as overwhelmed border officials brace for the arrival of this caravan, a group that is estimated to top 6,000 migrants. The month of December is on track to have the highest number of apprehensions ever, according to CPB officials. Some days they predict could even reach 10,000. Elsewhere in the U.S., Texas's Governor Greg Abbott infuriating Democratic mayors by sending migrants to their own cities, all on the taxpayer's dime. New York City Mayor Eric Adams rebuking him and telling him to stop playing games and urging the federal government to intervene.
To stop the games and use of migrants as political pawns. We need the state and federal government's help in resettling and supporting the 68,000 migrants still in our care, as well as those who are on their way and those yet to come.
And Mexican leaders also told U.S. officials they'll crack down on smugglers. Back in the U.S., a sweeping bipartisan border bill remains stuck in Congress.
The mystery of who bought last August's $1.6 billion lottery ticket, well, that will remain a mystery. The Florida Lottery announced on Wednesday the winner of the Mega Millions jackpot is a limited liability company called Saltine Holdings, LLC. The company was formed in Delaware 30 days after the drawing, and these companies are incorporated in Delaware to take advantage of the state's incorporation laws. The winner chose to receive that lump sum payment of more than $794 million, so they're going to keep it quiet. Well, now to another drawing that continues to roll over. There was no one who matched the winning numbers from last night's Powerball jackpot, so that's some good news for me. Those numbers are 4, 11, 38, 51, 68, and the Powerball is 5. So you can still get some kind of money if you have some of these numbers, right? The estimated jackpot is now worth $760 million. That next drawing to try and win it is Saturday night. So if you win Saturday night, you wake up Sunday on New Year's Eve, you're going hard. You're like, I'm walking into this new year a millionaire.
It's going to be a good party at your house if that's the case.
Hello?
Still ahead this morning here on Local 10. Hollywood police arresting 2 teens behind an alleged armed carjacking.
You can see the new tactics that police pulled to stop their getaway car. We have that video coming up at 5:30.
But first, a pilot in Texas crashing his plane into a home. Most of the wreckage just a few feet away from someone's door.
And we are keeping an eye on the radar as showers are expected to move in later this morning. Brandon is back on the other side of the break with when and where the rain will arrive.
Right now, there's just so much happening in our world. So much at stake at the start of every morning.
Making sense of it all, that's not always so easy.
And that's where we come in.
Good Morning America. We want you to know every morning.
We're right here, and we got you.
As the year winds down, the savings are ramping up at Audi North Miami.
University broke in and killed them. A trial date has not been set, which only adds to the frustration for the victims' families.
Crews in Manhattan are checking for possible asbestos after the rupture of an underground steam pipe early Wednesday morning. Con Edison officials, they report the leak started around 2 a.m. and that pipe burst a few hours later. The leak is capped, but nearby parked cars and they are covered in dust. There are no injuries that were reported. First responders, though, are escorting concerned individuals out of that area. People are cautioned to avoid the vicinity and wear masks while air monitoring is underway.
Small plane crashing into the side of a house on Tuesday evening with the pilot pronounced dead in Texas. The sheriff's office receiving a 911 call reporting that crash. No one was inside the home during the incident. The sole occupant, identified as 60-year-old Roger D. Turner, was pronounced dead at a local hospital. The Federal Aviation Administration is investigating the cause of that crash. And the Dallas Mavericks will soon have a new owner. Details ahead of the sale just approved by the NBA.
Plus, social media moneymaker. Just how much did these popular platforms profit from users this year? What a new study is suggesting.
And attention Whole Foods shoppers, there's a recall alert as the store is asking customers to avoid eating certain packages of frozen fish.
And a happy ending to a missing child search that originated right here in South Florida. How investigators were able to track down the 2-year-old in a different county. That's ahead at 5:30.
Recharge from the holidays with a new Toyota at Toyota.
$1 billion in U.S. advertising revenue from minors in 2022. Analysts say the findings underscore the need for government regulation and to address potential harms to youth mental health and to curb targeted advertising practices. Meta facing lawsuits and other platforms lack transparency regarding revenue from minors. This study estimates YouTube had the highest ad revenue from users 12 and under, while Instagram led in revenue from users aged 13 to 17. And the New York Times is suing OpenAI and Microsoft for copyright infringement. The publication filed a lawsuit after they discovered their own work was being used to train those chatbots. Very interesting. The New York Times claims the technology is now competing with their own company. They say they have tried to receive compensation, but were unable to reach a resolution with the companies. Now, so AI we think is so smart, but they're taking New York Times info.
Billionaire Mark Cuban officially selling his majority stake in the Dallas Mavericks to Dr. Miriam Adelson and her family, the largest shareholders of the Las Vegas Sands casino empire. Patrick Dumont, Adelson's son-in-law, will serve as the Mavericks governor. Cuban will maintain partial ownership and will have control of basketball operations. The deal expected to close by the end of the week with terms undisclosed.
Do you think they're not profitable anymore?
Oh, no, I think they're very profitable.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Pizza Hut has decided to lay off all delivery driver positions in California early next year. Over 1,200 employees will be affected. This job cut will take place by the end of February before California's minimum wage increases from $16 to $20 an hour in April. Customers will need to use third-party apps for delivery. Some people do that anyway.
Recall alert: frozen fish that was sold at Whole Foods Market being recalled due to an undeclared soy allergen. The recall applies to the 365 Whole Foods Market beer battered pollock and cod. The fish sold nationwide between September 8th and December 22nd. Tampa Bay Fisheries said the pollock fish have a best by date of March 7, 2025, while the cod have best by dates of either February 22nd, 2025 or March 19th of 2025. The company has not received any reports of illnesses. Now to the future of space. SpaceX preparing for its final launch this year. The space organization planning to launch its Falcon Heavy rocket with the X-37B spacecraft just after 8 o'clock tonight from Cape Canaveral. SpaceX did have to delay the launch earlier this month to perform systems checks.
Well, coming up, the Fins looking for their 11th win. You think they can do it?
Yo, of course they can.
They can do it. About the battle, the Ravens in Baltimore.
They've had some success against this team, how they're sharpening their skills for a New Year's Eve showdown next in sports.
You might need them when you hear how low the temperatures may go this week. Your Weather Authority is here with more on the cold front that's headed our way.
And 2024 is almost here. See how South Florida is preparing to ring in the new year.
Live. The one and only Local 10 News starts right now.
Well, good morning, South Florida. I'm Alexis Frazier in for JC Birch.
Yahtzee, thanks for waking up with us on the last Thursday of 2023. Let's get that forecast going. Brandon Orr is in for Julie this morning with a check on some rain on the radar, Brandon.
Yeah, because it doesn't look like rain out there right now, but I'd say in the next few hours, we're going to get some rain moving in. You can see it's not too far away. It's already coming down in Naples and Marco Island, and all of this will be pushing in later on this morning.
Kirkland and Iglesias are now at the Juvenile Assessment Center. Iglesias is charged with armed carjacking, fleeing, and leaving the scene of a crash, while Kirkland is facing an armed carjacking charge.
And so police, they also did recover a gun that the driver of that stolen car did allegedly throw out of the car while they were driving. Those two teens are expected to make a court appearance at some time, and we will be sure to bring that to you. We're here in Hollywood. I'm Joseph Ojo, Local 10 News.
One man is dead and one woman is recovering in the hospital after a helicopter crashed into a canal in southwest Miami-Dade. Sky 10 was over the scene about just 3 miles west of Miami Executive Airport Wednesday. Those two people were the only passengers on board that chopper when it went down. We're told the woman is expected to recover. The Federal Aviation Administration and National Transportation Safety Board will investigate the crash. Local 10's Alex Finney will have more on this deadly crash ahead on Local 10 News at 6 a.m.
A 2-year-old girl at the center of a missing child alert was found safe in a different county. Ava Gant was last seen in the area of Southwest 157th Place and 80th Street in Miami-Dade County. The Florida Department of Law Enforcement said she was found in Palm Beach. Ava was with her father, 22-year-old Dante Torres, who reportedly struggles with mental illness. Police say he had threatened to hurt himself, but did not hurt Ava.
Police are investigating a burglary in Pembroke Pines. These two suspects reportedly broke into a home near Northwest 17th Street and 92nd Avenue. Police say the pair bypassed an electronic lock on the front door. The crooks snagged several items, including jewelry and some cash, before getting away in this black Nissan Altima. Now, here's another look at those suspects. Take a look at your screen. If you have any information that may help catch those crooks, call Broward Crime Stoppers at 954-493-TIPS.
Police arresting a mother they say took her infant to the hospital with multiple injuries. Jamie Jean-Pierre is facing 2 counts of child neglect. An arrest report states the 24-year-old failed to properly secure her 4-month-old into the car seat, causing her to get ejected. The child reportedly had several broken bones. Jean-Pierre allegedly waited 18 hours before seeking medical attention.
Across Florida now, a young woman was shot and killed on Christmas morning in Pinellas County, and both of her teenage brothers are now facing charges. Police say it started with an argument over Christmas presents between 14 and 15-year-old brothers. They say now one of them was mad at the other because he got more gifts for Christmas. Their 23-year-old sister tried to intervene, and that's when officers say the 14-year-old shot and killed his sister. Investigators say the 15-year-old then shot the 14-year-old, who is in stable condition at the hospital.
This is what happens when you got young delinquents that carry guns. They get upset, they don't know how to handle stuff, so they just take out their guns and start shooting each other, and one of them kills his sister.
The 14-year-old is charged with first-degree murder, child abuse, and being a delinquent in possession of a firearm. The 15-year-old is charged with attempted first-degree murder and tampering with physical evidence.
911, what's the address of the emergency?
There was a shooting at the Paddock Mall. We just heard gunshots going off.
How many gunshots?
There was at least 5, 6 gunshots that went off.
The manhunt for 39-year-old Albert Shell Jr. continues following a deadly shooting at an Ocala mall. A recent development reveals surveillance video capturing Shell wearing a red baseball cap during the incident. That cap, now considered evidence, was lost in the mall, was picked up by an unidentified man, sparking cooperation after clear images of his face were posted. Ocala police say the alleged gunman had a target and a mission to kill popular tattoo artist David Barron. Barron's partner said she sent him to the mall that day to buy Christmas presents.
2 days before Christmas, we had literally just wrapped all of the gifts the night before, like all under the tree, wrapped everything. We were so excited for Christmas because we was going to do our tradition and watch the Christmas Story like we do on Christmas Eve.
David Nathaniel Barron was found dead from gunshot wounds inside the mall. A woman shot in the leg is recovering. Police hope this new lead will aid in Shell's capture as he's facing serious charges of premeditated murder.
Disney is once again suing the governor, this time for allegedly failing to release public records information. The lawsuit claims that the Central Florida Tourism Oversight District is failing to follow public record laws. Disney says that the DeSantis appointed board members, they have been using personal email addresses and texts for district business. Disney and Governor DeSantis are already battling in 2 separate lawsuits in the state and federal courts.
Construction crews in Jacksonville have started to remove a Confederate statue in Springfield Park. It has long been the subject of debate. It follows a similar process the city made in 2020 to remove a Confederate statue from another park outside City Hall. It's unclear what will be done with the Springfield Park monument after it is removed. The Jacksonville mayor explaining her decision to take down the latest monument. In a statement, Mayor Donna Deegan saying in part, quote, "Symbols matter. They tell the world that we stand for and what we aspire to be. By removing the Confederate monument from Springfield Park, we signal a belief in our shared humanity, that all are created equal." Mayor Deegan goes on to say this is in no way an attempt to erase history.
Well, New Year's Eve is right around the corner, and preparations for the celebration in Bayfront Park are underway.
More than 130 crew members have been working to get everything together for Miami's biggest New Year's Eve celebration. The executive director said Cuban artist Willie Chirino has also joined the star-studded lineup along with countless other performers.
Willie Chirino, Arturo Sandoval, Menu Viola, Lucrecia. You know, I can't stop naming them all. And the most fun of it is that these are local artists, these are Miami artists, and what a best way to celebrate our New Year with our very own people.
The Big Orange will also be back for the festivities after being on hiatus for 3 years. Organizers say the event starts right at 6 p.m. on New Year's Eve this Sunday. We have a guide, by the way, to all the festivities for the whole family. You can find it right now on local10.com.
Meantime, this year's New Year's Eve ball at Times Square is bigger and brighter than ever.
Ooh.
Organizers, I know, right? They unveiled the dazzling design on Wednesday, featuring more than 2,600 crystal panels with a bow tie pattern design. Does it look recognizable to you? Well, it's in partnership with Fontainebleau Las Vegas as a nod to when Times Square used to be known as the bow tie. Very clever there. And you can catch the already. Don't worry about it.